I'm on, and welcome back to Don't Pick the Box. Today I will be talking to you about Gansai paints, which are specifically a type of Japanese watercolors. The main differences with Western watercolors or aquarelle type paints are: 1. The pigment particle size of these Gansai paints is a lot bigger, which oops. Come kitty. Which means that you get brighter colors, but also that it's more difficult to mix them, and they use a different kind of binder. Where most Western watercolors typically use Arabic gum, Japanese watercolors, as some Western gouaches, sometimes use honey or animal glue to bind them, which also means that you get, instead of a matte or a pastel finish, you get a more bright, shiny finish to the paints. And that's about all the information that I already looked up and memorized. Oh, kitty. Okay. So now I'm going to swatch them, but not without showing you a recent find of mine, and it was an absolute steal. Ta-da! To you it may seem like a jumbo-sized mixing palette, which is exactly what I'm going to use it for, but it's actually a ceramic portioned dinner plate, but it was like 50 cents in a thrift shop and I really couldn't resist. So this will be my new desk mixing pot, I think. You can't see her now, but you've probably seen her across the screen a few times already. But just outside of the camera shot, my cat is making complaining noises. Anyway, let's get swatching. Ooh, and some paper. Neato. It comes with a little plastic lid. I suppose you could use this as a mixing well, but it's kind of flimsy, so I'm just going to use it as a protective cover. Boom, boom, boom. Let's take some water. Actually, this is just outside of view. Will this work? Yeah, now you can see everything. Okay, let's get swatching. Another neat thing, but I don't know if all the Gansai brands do this, but this specific brand does it. It's packaged completely in cardboard, and inside of the lid there's already like pre-stamped printed little portion of the lid where you can do your swatches. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. And in case you hadn't noticed from previous videos, I'm doing this upside down. So I hope I will get it right. Actually, maybe it would be easier if I also turned this upside down, because then everything is in the same order and I can see the color names upside down as well. We'll do that. Let's start off with white. Already I notice it is a lot stickier than your average aquarelle or Western watercolor. I must say they do not lie about the brilliancy of these pigments. I'm hardly using any paint, like really any paint at all, and the colors are super, super bright. You can easily see, I don't know if it shows up as well on camera, but from where I'm sitting, I can really easily see the white on the cardboard, which is also not exactly white, but not very different. It is, however, kind of difficult to wash completely out of your brush, so this is going to be a little bit tricky. Because you have seen me spray a little water onto the paints already. This is something recommended for any type of watercolor, actually, even like a wet gouache or a dry gouache. So it is also recommended for these paints, but still I need to wet my brush also, so it is so smooth to lay down, you wouldn't believe it. Or maybe you do, I don't know how gullible you are, or how trusting you are. And while I'm painting, I should maybe say something about the colors in this box. I'm not sure if this is what they intended, or whether this is because this is a box intended for the Western market, but the colors are pretty... Hello, Emil. The colors are pretty standard things you should get in a 12 color set. You have your white and your black, some burnt sienna and yellow ochre, which I just swatched. And then we have, I think, indigo. I'm not sure. Indigo isn't a color that you would easily get or quickly get in a Western watercolor. But you do often get like a darker and a light blue, which we get here as well. So this is an indigo and let's check, ultramarine. I really love ultramarine blue. So pretty. It is, however, kind of dangerous to paint with, in that I tend to either overuse it or underuse it, but I never get it quite right in a painting. So I have a lot of practicing to do with ultramarine. Next we have a lovely Viridian. You see, it's already kind of too thick. Lovely. And next we have, for anybody who watches and loves Bob Ross, a classic sap green. Actually one of my more favorite colors of green, because I feel that it is, although it looks a little more dull, I also feel that it is a lot more versatile. Especially if you get a few good yellows or some white in your set, which we have here, so this shouldn't be an issue. Although they do warn not to overmix Gansai paints. Like 2 colors will usually work, but 3 or more colors will almost always muddy the paint into something either really dull. Oh, I didn't swatch it out properly. Let's give this a good clean. Take away the green. Now, this is lemon yellow. And I must say the colors really are as bright as I have been warned to expect. Although I should maybe not use the term warned because it sounds like a dreadful thing, and this is actually quite lovely. Okay, we're almost there. So the bright yellow you see on a page is lemon yellow, and then this should be I think cadmium scarlet. Yes. I was dreading this to be some kind of almost orange color, but it's actually quite bright red. So I'm very happy. I don't like orange much. Not as in never, but I feel that you get better oranges by mixing them than you can by having pure orange pigment. Anyway, it's really not one of my favorite colors. I like oranges that are almost red and oranges that are almost yellow, but the orange that is like really in between, I tend not to like as much. Anyway, we're down to our two last colors. Here we have Rose Madder Deep. A color I hope to be using a lot of, but then in a more desaturated setting. I really love this one. And then lastly, Pure and Simple Red. Just a tad brighter than the red that we get in the cadmium scarlet. Now, that's it for the swatching. I'll turn the camera down for a moment now while I try something to sketch so you can see these colors in bright action. And maybe get a new brush because this is turning out to be very difficult to clean.